Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I am clearly in a different location than normal because I'm on vacation and I am coming home tomorrow, but I want to film a longer video here. I want to just make this video in a bunch of different locations, so between all the song picks you'll see me in random places, probably outside or by a tree or in my room again. Who knows? This video is my top 10 favorite Demon Hunter songs because I just have been getting back into them recently, listening through their discography again, and just really falling in love with the band again. If you know my older videos from about 2 years ago or more, I made a lot of videos for them. I made a bunch of album reviews for all of their albums at the time. War and Peace weren't out yet, obviously. Outlive had just come out and I got into them back then. Yeah, it's just very interesting talking about this band and which songs connected with me the most. And so there's a bunch of honorable mentions for this list in the descriptions, of course, because they have so many albums and so many good songs, and I can't fully narrow down all their good songs to just this list. And if you don't see anything on the list that you wish you would have seen, it might be in the honorable mentions, and if it isn't, I probably still like it because I'm a pretty big fan of the band. So check the description for that, and we'll be moving on to the number 10 pick. What I'm Not from Extremis has this really fun rhythm to it, and it's just one of those really catchy rock songs that you instantly remember when you hear it. The chorus is just so fun and upbeat, and I absolutely love it. It's so catchy. If you know anything about my other Demon Hunter videos, I have probably mentioned before that Extremist used to be one of my least favorite albums of theirs, and it grew on me massively to the point where it's my second favorite album of theirs. So, meanwhile, even when I didn't care for Extremist as much, I've always loved this song. So I think that really says something about its quality and just how infectious it is and addictive it is. This is one of their more electronic songs. There's a lot of electronic elements throughout it, and it was a good song to introduce me to the band because it is the first Demon Hunter song I ever heard. And even though it is from my least favorite album of theirs, The Will Is the Thorn, this is just such a gem. It deserved to be a single and have a music video and get the attention that it did. There's Bjorn Strid from Soilwork featured on this song. I'm pretty sure he sings the pre-chorus. His voice sounds really good here, and the song is just full of immensely catchy melodies. It's just one of those songs that sticks with you, you know, even more than What I'm Not. I know that I honestly don't know why I adore this so much. There's a lot of odd elements to this song, like you can tell that production was so different. There's even an odd production flaw in the chorus on the word I, where it sounds like there's just too much going on in the sound of things, and then there's like a buzzing sound that's really slight during the singing, and like there's all these little quirks about it, but I just absolutely love the song. I love how raw it is. It's so passionate and it has so much emotion to it, and it's always been one of my favorites from them, always been one of my favorites from this album. I also miss when Demon Hunter used to do drop C and not drop B, because I prefer drop C and like drop B flat, you know, because of the keys that they go with. And even that moment in the chorus with the production flaw, it's so catchy there, and I just love the melodies. I love how they're layered, the clean vocals and scream vocals. I love some of the lyrics in Through the Black, actually, especially that line near the beginning of the song where it goes, "It's never appealed to me to be the same as everyone." I feel like I've always, I don't know, always really loved that. It's one of my favorite lines of theirs, and it's in this song. So, don't mind the fact that I literally got bit on the face by a mosquito around when I filmed that last part. This song, Incision, is very experimental for them. I say it was probably their most experimental song to date, and it may still even be their most experimental song with how it shifts between keys just seamlessly. very different sounding keys, of course. So you have C minor going on in the verses, and then in the chorus, I think it's just G. What relation do those two keys have? Pretty much no relation with a circle of fifths or anything, theory-wise, that is. So that's something I really like about this song. And then one other thing I really like is how much the chorus really sticks with you. Like, I know I've been saying that a lot, but one thing that's really interesting is that the harmonies just cut right through the mix, and it sounds so beautiful. And then the verses are just really brutal, and there's just a lot of variety going on in this song. There's like 4 songs in one, and it just has everything to offer. And I'd say that out of all the vocals in this song, including some of the scream vocals, it's one of Ryan Clark's most emotional performances to date. And I would say for the screaming that happens before the second chorus, when he screams fire, it sounds just incredible. Like, it's one of his best screams I've ever heard, so that's also in this song. And I'm actually surprised this didn't rank a little bit higher, but that just shows the strength of the band's discography overall.
Will you carry me down the aisle that final day?
This is the first ballad on the list, and Demon Hunter, for a Christian metalcore band, is really known for their ballad writing skills more than anything. Like, a lot of fans just latch onto their ballads, and that's why the new album Peace became a thing, is just because of the fans' reception to their ballads throughout the years. Carry Me Down is one that just hits me in a different way because of the lyrics more than anything, but even just the way it sounds, it's really catchy. I love the acoustic guitar in the verse, and it's very simple, but it just sounds really nice and pleasant. And then when the chorus comes on, Ryan starts belting more, and his voice just sounds so good. I really love the line, "Let the rain fall down and wash away your pain," because this song is talking about death and funerals, and also celebrating life, though, and like approaching it in a positive way. And I just really love it. It's really moving and emotional, and it's just one of those memorable songs that I always return to in the end. The opening song to True Defiance is one of the heaviest songs that Demon Hunter has ever done. Heavy is the first word I think of when I think of Crucifix, and it's mostly because of the way that the verses and the chorus are structured together, because the verse is very catchy and heavy at the same time, like you have Ryan Clark doing his screaming, but then the guitars are very melodic and catchy, and you can just always remember how the melody goes in the verses. It just sounds like a real fun song, and it sounds very upbeat, but then the chorus comes and it gets really brutal, especially for Demon Hunter standards, and it's just like, wow, where'd that come from? The song in the key D sharp minor has this riff in the chorus, and it's just 2 notes, like literally over and over again, but it pulls it off so well because what the guitars do is they go D, D sharp over and over again, and then the screaming happens, and then the drums kick in. The drums are just crazy in this song, and later there's more that goes on with the guitars, like you can actually hear them strumming chords in the background, but for the most part it's just that one riff, and it's just the 2 notes over and over, but they pull it off so well because of all the energy put into it. It's such a joy to listen to, and it's fun and really intense at the same time. A lot of people will probably be surprised to see this song, Lesser Gods, this high on this list if you guys have seen my review for War and Peace, because I was not the most positive ever to those albums. I did praise this song and say it was one of the best, but I mean, for it to rank at number 4, that's crazy, and it's because of something that recently happened. I ended up trying to kind of re-listen to War, seeing if it would grow on me, and for the most part it actually did not grow on me, but Lesser Gods ended up just surprising me so much. I knew it was a good song, but I didn't realize I would love it so much. I mean, it just came out of nowhere, and now I would say it's by far one of my all-time favorites of theirs. That alone ended up helping War be bumped up to a 6 out of 10, which means I don't think the album is bad. I never thought it was bad, but in that review, I may have come off a little bit harsh in spots, and I know that the band ended up finding that video and commenting, and I didn't want to seem disrespectful at all, but I do still stand by my opinions there. However, this song is just a gem, and the reason I love it so much is mostly because of the subgenres that it channels, because, I mean, I listen to this and I go, wow, Swedish melodic death metal, anybody, because it sounds like that. The reason why it kind of comes across like that is because of how it's structured, the very slow build up toward the main riff, and you see, it doesn't have to be complicated to be good, and like that's one thing for sure with Demon Hunters. Even though they do have some technical, especially drum work off and on, they can make really good simple songs as well. And this is one of those really good simple songs where the riff is just kind of the da na 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 over and over, but the way that they pull it off with the layering, the harmonies, the way that it builds up in volume, and it gets soft sometimes, and all of that, it just always makes it interesting. And there's other things going on in the song as well. Ryan Clark has this very odd filter put over his voice in the very soft verses, and I really just love how that sounds. And then when the chorus ends up coming, it's just this big explosion. This is how you do repetition well. Wow, the sun just started destroying me. Wow, okay. And that's why this song really succeeds, even though it has a lot of repetition in it, so. There's some kids swimming out there if you hear anything. This pick, I Play Dead, is really a special one to me, and it's one I was pretty certain was going to be in the top 3. I really like when Demon Hunter does those songs that are like 3 songs in one, like Incision. This is another one of those songs, except for even better, because the verses are just so beautiful and soft and moody, and I absolutely love it. And then the pre-chorus just kind of gets into this primarily screamed vocal moment where there's not much going on in instrumentation, there's just like drums backing it up. And then it launches into this giant melodic chorus with Ryan just having some of his best clean vocals I've ever heard. And oof, I can't scratch that. I love the melody there. It's always just such a pleasant experience to listen to. Yeah, even though all the sections in the song sound disconnected from each other, I absolutely love every moment of it. This is one of those songs that kind of slowly grew on me over the years. I've always liked it, but I didn't realize how much I loved it until pretty recently, I would say. One thing I like about I Will Fail You is how unique it is in its function, because a lot of the time with Demon Hunter's ballads, the choruses will get more anthemic and like you just scream along the lines, you know, like even with Carry Me Down. Meanwhile, I Will Fail You stays slow, but it still sounds interesting. I Will Fail You has a very slow chorus, and Ryan's voice stays low. It works really well because the melody he's singing is so good. And so, yeah, just definitely my favorite song from Extremis, and it's just one of those kind of slow burning emotional songs that really just hooks you. It puts me in such a good peaceful mood, and I just love it very much. And I love the sentiment of it because as a Christian it really rings true, and it's very relatable that, you know, even if you're not a Christian, you know that humans are not perfect and we're all gonna fail. You know, we're either gonna fail God or we're gonna fail the person who's most important to us. You know, we're always going to fail people. Just owning up to that and being self-aware of that is just, I don't know, it's really nice, and I really love the song. It's also really hot out today, which is why I'm making weird faces and getting bit by bugs and all that good stuff.
I've been dead for so long.
This is one song from their first album that a lot of people tend to forget about, I've noticed. It's so simple, just the phrase, it's so good to be alive. I've been dead for so long. As Christians, it can really seem like that spiritually we've just been dead for so long, even if we have been saved for years. I know that's true for me, and it's just something that feels awful, you know, and when you get out of it, it's just like a miracle. This song is just really special to me. I really love all that this song does, you know. I love the, what is it, the cello at the end being plucked. Like, it's so unique, and the weird kind of, I think it's like a reversed sample or something like that at the beginning of the song that kicks it off is so neat. I love how it does get quite a bit heavier in the chorus, heavier than most of their ballads. This is like the anti-I Will Fail You in that sense, because I Will Fail You has a very soft chorus, and I really like that about it, and this one has a specifically heavy chorus. The atmosphere of it is just unmistakable and undeniable. It has been my favorite song of theirs for at least 2 years now. Every single time I think maybe I'll change my mind, because I do that a lot with songs, but here I feel, you know, very confident that this number one's not going to change, because it just means so much to me, and it makes me think of when I first got into the band, and that nostalgia as well as just it really holding up and being a really great song just makes it my favorite of theirs. This is the end of the video now. I hope you enjoyed this different video, just going a bunch of places for all the picks. You know, I hope you really enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoyed the list. Let me know what you think of the list in the comments, and let me know your top 10 favorite Demon Hunter songs as well. I know it's hard to come up with a list, but maybe just list off some of your favorites, especially with Demon Hunter, because they have so many good songs, and I think most of their albums have been pretty great. Not all of them. I think they've had a few missteps, but overall I just think they're a really good band, and I really enjoy them, and I've had fun getting back into them this year. See you in the next video.